Yo, guys, welcome to another replay analysis where we're doing 2v2s. Zogger and Champagne back at it again, playing double Zerg, and their opponents this time around, once again in Diamond League of 2v2, is a random and a Zerg player. So they know a Zerg player's on the other team, but they know a random player who's on the other team. So there's a lot of possibility, a lot of possibility over here. We'll see what they want to do. Champagne going for his build. Zogger going for his build. Notoriously, Champagne always does everything a little bit faster than Zogger. Can Zogger break the trend? Interesting expansion, forward expansion by Champagne. I don't mind it, honestly, in this map. In this map, I don't mind it because this space actually allows you guys to have creep connecting to each other. Makes it easier to help you guys defend each other. This will be more... Now, I'm going to pause it right now and just say this, though. If you guys play super greedy at this point from now, if you guys just play super greedy and if you guys don't have any type of early game units, this is kind of scary. Because this base is going to be harder to defend by itself, and it's very easily going to be killed if you guys have no intentions of having any type of early map control. So I'd say as long as one of you is going to go for a speedling opener, then this works. But if neither of you, if both of you were to, for instance, go for like fast layer, I'd be like, this is not a good patchery. Because it's just risky, and it could die. Zogger going for his gas push. Champagne going for the same. You guys both scouting with your overlords. Okay. Okay. Scouting, scouting, scouting. Nice. I like the scout. Making them drones. Overlords. Okay, okay, okay. We got a Zergling coming out from Champagne. Everything seems pretty hunky-dory right now. We'll see what I want to see what Champagne wants to do with his gas. He took one off gas. He is scouting at the moment. He now starts Zergling speed. Okay. So now I think his expansion forward is fine because he's got Zergling speed coming really fast. Zogger, however, okay, Zogger, bro, you got a fucking early gas. So, yeah. Is this gonna be a quick layer? No. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there we go. So your gas was a bit early, Zogger. Honestly, I would say if your plan is to just do B to GM style, make sure you do B to GM style. Because what you're doing right now is you're making it to where you're gonna have no, like, it's gonna be just, you're having a lot of gas saved up, and it's not the hugest deal, but it's gonna be harder to afford shit properly doing it this way, because you took a gas like with a speeding expand and you're doing beta gym style, which means you're just gonna have an extra like literally 80 gas in the bank, which means that could have been minerals, which you could do more shit with, like more overlord, more queen, more even a faster third or some shit. Whatever you want to do. Whatever works. Yeah, if I went back and look at your build, I feel like I'm going to see some shit maybe again going down here. But I know your gas was early as fuck. Meanwhile, Champagne looks so far normal for a speedling expand. The only thing I would question about Champagne's build, though, is he has he's back to 3. You're back to 3 lings, or it's 3 drones on gas. Vibe, what do you think about going ling speed and then layer with the next 100 gas? I hate it. If you're going to get ling speed, you should use lings. If you're just going to get ling speed and not make lings and then go straight layer roaches, I don't see the point in going ling speed. Because that's what you're saying, right? You're saying, what if I get ling speed, and then what if I need to make lings? And then if I don't, I'll make roaches. Like, I would say you'd be better off, honestly, just skipping roaches, or skipping lings altogether, and then if you think they're going to be aggressive, I would rather you make an earlier roach warren And then make roaches if they're aggressive. Because if both of you make speedlings, your defense sucks cock. So many things can beat pure speedlings. You have no power to your 2v2 army then. One of you honestly either needs Banes or roaches. Both of you going speedlings can be beaten by someone going for a lot of Hellions. You can be beaten by someone going for a lot of Banelings. You can be beaten by people abusing terrain against you, like going in the middle of choke points here with range units. Like if a bunch of Marines are pushing or something and they go into choke point and you both have lings, you're gonna have a bad day. Stuff like that. Anyways, let's go back and look at your scouts for a second. I want to see your scouts. Okay, so you guys know there's a Protoss. They made a Zealot of all things, which is a bit crazy. Then you're going up here. Cool. Nice spot. It's a good spot for the Overlord to hide and just keep tabs on shit. Second Overlord coming down to scout the expansion. I would say another Overlord would be... Yeah, as I say, I wouldn't mind it if one of you sent an Overlord down here. And then you just see if there's an expansion. And you also see if there's a... Like, this is huge information. You guys got... once again, your early scout. This scout was fucking great. Both of you. Very well done on the scout. I love that one of you sent your Overlord down to the bottom. And I love that one of you sent your Overlord to the front. And you guys both check the front doors of their bases. So you know where the Zerg is. You know where the Protoss is. You know if there's an expansion right here. You know if there's an expansion right here. And now you know... The only thing about the scout that I would say to take it even further, the final bit of it, this Overlord 100% needs to scout right here too. Like you should leave your Overlord around this area and then poke in, poke in, poke in, poke in. Just periodically, not repeatedly, but maybe like once every 30 seconds or so. Just poke, 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 poke. Just see if they expand. And the fact that you confirm now the Protoss is going for a fucking Zealot and he does not have an expansion is a lot of... That's a lot of info right there. And you know what that info means? Think about that first. Think about this for a second, okay? If the Protoss is going for a Zealot costs no gas. If a Protoss is also not expanding, it means he probably has double gas. So if I had to guess, I would already be thinking, if I were you guys, what is something a Protoss can do on one base that's threatening, that has no fucking, it requires a lot of gas early? What's something they can do that really early, one base Protoss that would be threatening if they take a lot of gas early? And I would say maybe a Stargate or maybe Dark Templars. I would not be thinking, oh, it's Charge Lot all in. And I would not be thinking, it's a Stalker all in. Like, they still could do that. But I'm not going to lie, if you guys have 2 fucking Zergs here and you're going 5 hatchery production or some shit like that, which is what you're on right now, you have 5 hatcheries combined. One base like 4-gating you is with Zealot mixed with Stalker or something is not going to be the most scary thing in the world. I feel like you guys would be fine. You guys would be able to be like, oh, with 5 hatcheries combined, we'll overpower that. So I would be thinking this Protoss. Also, you would have to be realizing too that if the Protoss was going to go for like a 1-base 4-gate or some shit like that, that he'd be needing to set up pylons on you like now. He would be needing to attack you fucking soon. So if you don't get attacked by like 5 minutes by something, it's not a 4-gate. So let's see if what your scout does. I would love your scout to go further to the right and scout the Zerg's expansion too. Do you do it? Oh my god. Okay, Zogger. I fucking love it. 10 out of 10 scouting. Way fucking better than previous scout times of what you guys did. Neither one of you really risked your overlords this game. I would say you guys did it properly. And I would say that the Zerg player this was in my opinion perfectly done, because the Protoss player with the Zerg player who scouted the Protoss, there's a much higher chance your Overlord will die if he makes a Stalker. So I love that Zerg hid their Overlord early on a cliff. And the Zerg who was on the Zerg side, like your Zerg who was on their Zerg side, Queens are not going to kill your Overlord, especially with how many cliffs there are and how much like lack of creep there is at the start of the game. So you scouting down and going through like that, there was no chance your Overlord was going to die. No chance. So I feel like you guys picked the right person to do the right job, and you guys both did your job correctly. This dude just kind of being in the area as a spotter, and you confirmed here and here with the spotter. Both bases have been scouted, and then this guy going down in to check these bases down here, and then you can leave the Overlord here to deeper check these periodically as the game goes on. Fucking perfect. Super good. Your Overlord scouts were amazing. Now we see Champagne is getting aggressive with Ling Bane. And now we actually see Stalkers and Zealots. So now I'd be saying, okay, this looks more like a 4-gate. If I was Champagne, I'd be thinking, okay, well now it makes more sense that he's one-basing me because he's got 3 fucking Stalkers and 2 Zealots. And he's also got a probe moving out to proxy me, or it looks like. So I would not be thinking DTs. Actually, 4 Stalkers. Yeah, this is a lot of Stalkers. I would already be thinking this is a 4-gate. So if I were you guys, I would be thinking to myself, if I was Champagne and I was like talking to you, Zogger, I'd be like, hey man, they're going to probably attack soon because this Protoss has a lot of Stalkers and Zealots already, which guarantees he's got more than 1 gateway. This shows what kind of build he's doing. Again, I would have been more intimidated or afraid of maybe a Stargate or really a Dark Shrine if I were you guys, because that would have been, in my opinion, the scariest thing that could have happened out of the Protoss. The reason why this, even though this is a possibility, like I said before, the 4-gate type shit that he could be doing, why it's not that threatening though is because 4-gate 1-base Protoss is not that scary versus 5-base Zerg. It's just really not. So, yeah. But now that you know what it is, both of you should definitely start making some units a little bit faster. Like, you should be going for, you know, like, so essentially, you know what you need to be doing, Zogger? Remember how I always say safety units in Beta GM series? Safety units. If you're getting attacked, continue to make units during safety. So if you fucking don't make a lot of roaches on 2 bases and these guys are all-inning you, I would ask why not? You're being oblivious to the game then, essentially, at that point. Safety units are there for a reason, and they allow you to make more units while you're getting attacked and not die, because they buy you time to make more units if you're getting all in. So already, automatically, the fact that you guys scouted no expansion from Protoss, and he's making 5 units already out of the gateways, or 6 units, sorry, 6 units out of the gateways, I'd be like, yeah, this dude's fucking aggressive, dude. Before 4 minutes in the game, this guy's already got 6 gateway units? Jesus, that's a lot. That already looks like a 4-gate. So I would say you have enough time to make the final bit of drones to go for your saturated gases here. And then, because you also can't even make roaches yet. But as soon as your roach warren's done and your drone count is done on the 2 bases, fucking pump roaches. Pump roaches and get roach speed started. And you can also start +1 and whatever. That's fine. And then Champagne, I would say on his side, he should probably... I would say he's not even making drones right now. So it is what it is. He's kind of like stuck. I don't really like his economy. I'm not going to lie. I think his economy kind of sucks. I think he's all-inning a little too hard right now. Like, you're playing more macro. He's playing more all-in. So I'm not the biggest fan of what Champagne's doing, because he's actually limiting his economy very fucking heavily. He's got 16 drones, or rather, sorry, 17 drones on gas, or on minerals. 17 drones on minerals. That's really fucking weak. That's really not great. That's very low. So there's no way he's going to be able to afford 3 bases and of production and things like that. He'll never have money for it. He'll always have a bunch of larvae sitting there. So if I were... But the thing is he's already chosen what he's going to do. There's no way around it now. If he decides to make drones now, the only way that would work is if he doesn't commit to fights and instead runs around their bases and just goes for like economy damage and runs away from armies and like buys time essentially. And, oh, stalkers are coming, run away. Make them chase me over here. Over here. Run around his base. That's the only way this would work. You then make maybe like 10 drones with a quick drone wave and then go back into making lings. It's the only way that would work. But if he just keeps making lings nonstop, your guys' playstyles don't match up well together then. And the reason why is because right now he's 2v1ing. He's going to be 2v1ing by himself. And then he's going to put himself in a bad spot. And then you're going to be forced to 2v1 after he fails. Because he's most likely going to fail. Like, let's be... Unless these guys are fucking silver players, this guy is not going to beat 2 diamonds by himself. Generally speaking. Yeah, it's just gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. So, Champagne's put himself in a very awkward position this game. 100%. 100% here. And the only thing I would... honestly, the best thing he could do, the best thing Champagne could do from right now is stop making fucking lings. Just for a second. Try to squeeze in a few drones either on this base or on this base. I would probably say this base because you're about to get all in. So this base is way less like salvage, or this base is not really going to be protected as easy. It's way more risk involved with your droning. No risk involved here because it's tucked away. So if Champagne could just think to himself, okay, I'm going to squeeze in like 10 drones right now or 8 drones right now, you guys would have such a better chance to go from there throughout the game. And the reason why is because, again, you're going to have nothing for the next like 90 seconds anyways, or like 80 seconds. You're not helping him for the next minute of this game. 100%. So he's by himself, and if he forces fights by himself, he is throwing the game for you guys right now, because then it makes you have to fight by yourself afterwards, because he'll have nothing to support you, because his production sucks ass right now with 17 drones. It's really not good. So again, play conservative is what he should be doing. When he realizes they're super all in, don't fucking attack by himself. Conservative. Try to pair something with your build. Because again, this you guys are not really lining your builds up together otherwise. And now you can see the Zerg player is going Ling Bane. So they're both all in as fuck. This is a 2-base Ling Bane all in Zerg versus a 1-base 4-gate Protoss. All in as fuck. And you know, now that you know they're both all in, if you know they're both all in, if Champagne never makes drones from here, I'd say that's okay. Because they're both all in as fuck, so they're not making workers either. Okay? But let's go back and look at Champagne scouting. Was that the first time you confirmed that? Because you guys confirmed that the Zerg does have a natural, which does not guarantee he's all-inning you. But let's see what Champagne saw. So Champagne already has an idea that the Protoss is all in. You guys already have a good idea that Protoss is all in. You don't know he's forgetting you, but you know he's probably going to all in you because he's 1-basing. And then he sees this. He goes, all right, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, you don't know the Zerg's all in yet. You don't know yet. And then the Zerg, when the Zerg shows up like this, now you know they're both all in. 100% alarms are sounding, and now they're both all in. And now, if Champagne saw both of these right here and goes, you know what? I kind of wanted to squeeze drones out, and now I can't. I was really aggressive with my timing, and it just so happened that I ran into 2 players being aggressive. So, yeah. I'm fighting 2 players both all-inning us by myself at the moment, while my teammate's going for a B2GM Roach build, which is what it is. I would say now as Champagne, I would say, okay, probably don't make drones anymore. Now that you know that they're both all-inning you. Before this, definitely try to get a few more drones out, which would mean that you guys are going to be on defense with Roaches and Queens and your own Banes and Lings. But him catching them out here, because he was also going to be super aggressive, now just make units, because you've confirmed that these guys are the second that Champagne's gone here, they're going to be going right up here to kill you. And now this really comes down to a lot of pressure is now on Champagne to hold the line until you're ready with Roaches. And the scariest thing you got to realize as someone in Champagne's perspective, is he needs to not force a fight as much as possible. Even if it comes down to sacrificing that hatchery, try to fucking prevent a fight from happening. Be annoying, be distracting, run around him, the other guys. Don't force a fight by himself, because if he does, you guys will die. If he can do that and buy time until you have Roaches, you guys will win. Because what you guys are doing is you're doing a 2-base layer-teched player mixed in with 3 tier 1 players. If you can get off the ground, you will crush this game so fucking hard with plus weapon move speed Roaches. You will get so fucking strong in this position. But if you don't get off the ground because your ally dies and now it's 2v1, well then you're fucked. So Champagne needs to honestly cancel these fucking mainlings and avoid the fight from happening as much, like run around a lot. Try to just like zone a little bit. I would for what I would be doing if I was Champagne, honestly, is I would be running maybe like 8 lings over here right now, just like run down and try to like distract the fuck out of them. Like I would have done this. Let me go back to the moment, honestly. This is what I would have done. This is me. If I'm Champagne, I would do this. I'm running here. I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm attacking by myself, guaranteed, because Zogger is going for a B2GM Roach build, which means he's not going to be having Roaches until almost 5 minutes. So I'm by myself right now. So instead of going for fucking like 8 banelings like he did, like this is never. I don't understand. I do not get why this is a good strategy choice with a B2GM Zerg player. I would have not made these banes right now, right here. And I would have instead went, oh, there's a lot of... I would have had all lings still. I don't mind that he engaged the zealots, but I would have had all lings. No banes. Even though you have a bane nest, which is totally fine, this does not make any sense to pair with your allies build. You're literally doing an attack by yourself in 2v2. When you have scouted, they're going to be fucking aggressive. This doesn't line up well. This is like, again, trying to beat a fucking rock with a pair of scissors. This is countering yourselves, essentially. So I would not have recommended this move. And then as soon as you confirmed the Zerg and the Protoss are together, I would have immediately fucking ran away. And I would have maybe ran down and around. And done, like, maybe I would have, like, ran this way. Took half my lings and went like that. Took half my lings and went like that. And I would have tried to run more of my lings back into the base and be super fucking annoying. And then maybe if they chase these lings down here, I would have taken these lings and run over to the Zerg's base and tried to be super fucking annoying. Just do something annoying. Like, because again, you're buying time. You're not trying to win the game 2v1. You're buying time, right? So the fact that all these lings across the map just died. This is like 20 lings that just died for Champagne. Honestly. Like, how many lings have died now? That's 18 fucking units have died for Zogger. That sucks. Or for Champagne, sorry. That's rough. That's not good. That sucks ass. That's a big, big, big waste of momentum in the game there for you guys. And now it's hard to make a counterattack work because you just threw 18 lings away. But I would still say take like 8 lings, like right here, 8 lings, and send them like over here or over here. Kill the queen or some shit. Run into the Protoss's main, kill probes, anything. Run around, like literally run around them and go into their base somewhere. Anywhere over here. Do something annoying. So that, and then be prepared to sacrifice this base. Because again, red is not ready. Zogger is not ready because he's doing a B2G build. I would also be putting these 2 queens right now, right the fuck there. Right on top of that ramp. I would not be expecting to hold this. After losing 18 lings like that. This is absolutely going to get fucking demolished. The only way this doesn't get demolished is if this guy runs into a bunch of Banes and the Protoss player takes his sweet ass time killing Overlords or something. Can you imagine though right now if there were lings in the mineral line of Protoss? What would the Protoss be doing right now? What if you forced a recall from the Protoss and he's like, oh fuck, my mineral line. Or what if you killed the queen from Zerg and then the Zerg runs home with all of his lings and goes, I'll be back, dude. I'm getting attacked. Like counterattack in this situation is so useful for buying time. And that's all you need to do. Again, because your ally, Zogger, has got nothing right now. Like, he's starting to make roaches. And I don't disagree with the fact that you started making roaches early. But, oh my... Zogger, what is going fucking on with your macro, dude? You're undersaturated and you have 1,200 minerals. Correct choice on making roaches early. Not bad, because you guys confirmed they're all inning the shit out of you, and I don't like. It's good that you're trying to help as fast as you can, but you could have so much more shit again. This is so much wasted money. And why? Where are your queens? What the fuck are your queens doing? You're not spinning your larva, and you're not injecting anything again. You just are ceasing to macro. Your queens should not be in this fight right now. Your queens, Zogger, should not be in this fight. You're missing so much roach potential here. And your roaches would be more value than a couple queens auto-attacking in this situation. Queens? I'm not gonna... Your third queen could be in the fight. That's okay. But your first and second queen should not fucking be here. They should not be here. I wouldn't mind it if Champagne's queens were here. If Champagne's queens, which they were, I don't mind it if his queens are here. And you want to know why I don't mind it if his queens are here? His economy sucks ass. He couldn't even spend the money properly if he injected his larva. He couldn't. If Champagne was doing triple injects right now, and he was trying to make lings off of 17 drones mining minerals, now 16 because he made a spine, he would be able to make like maybe like 1/3 to half of his larvae turn into lings. So if he has like 24 larvae there, he'd be able to make like 12 larvae into lings or something like that, or like 10 larvae into lings, or maybe like 9 larvae into lings, or 8. And then he's gonna be like, wow, I got like a fuckload of larvae that I can't spend because I got no minerals. So if he pulled queens, that's okay, because it's not going to disrupt his larva, because he can't even fucking spin it properly, because he has no drones. I'm not going to lie, his build had some problems in it that I talked about already, but it would make sense if you pull your queens, if you aren't going to be able to spend your money anyways on the larva usage, and those queens need to like make the difference there. That makes sense there. But you have plenty of money to spend your larva, and you're just not spending your money anymore, because you just don't inject your hatcheries anymore. So now your roach investment is pointless, more or less. It's like, it's so much weaker than it could be. And you guys hold, and these queens should be fucking turning around as fast as possible to go inject your hatcheries again. And if you sit on your ass and not inject for a while again, this is just so much miss macro. Yeah, you're sitting there again. You're making new queens. You need to inject, man. So much larva. You still haven't. You have not injected your hatcheries in the last like 2.5 minutes. You still aren't doing it. It's going on like almost 3 minutes. All right. Okay. So. You need to inject. That's your biggest problem. Your macro is just, it's not great for no reason. The reasons for why your macro is not great is because you are just not doing it. You just aren't doing it, so you need to do it. And I know you watch Beta GM series, so all I'm gonna do is be a broken record and just repeat things from Beta GM that I've already said to you, and I've already even said it to you in previous videos. You just need to macro. Stop tunnel visioning. Like, you should even though this is 2v2, move your fucking roaches at the area and call it a day. You need to macro. You need to macro. 100% need to macro. Now Champagne on the other side. You guys just dealt with a Protoss player who's going 4-gate, and you dealt with a Zerg player who's going for a Ling Bane all-in. And what happened in the fight? You guys pushed them away. You didn't kill everything. You didn't kill everything. You pushed them away. The Zerg throws his Banelings to the trash can for no reason. And then the Protoss backs off, and you didn't kill everything. So what this means now is that the threat is still out there. So what you guys should be doing now is you guys should be covering both of your ramps. This is the exact same problem you guys also had against the Hellions in the other replay analysis we did. They could, for all you know, they could still attack you. They could. So you need to, the best thing you guys could do would be like maybe put half your roaches right here and put half your roaches like right here. Or have Champagne defend his ramp and you defend your ramp. Like, you guys need to fucking defend yourselves. Not to mention, you guys need some fucking creep spread. One of you should be, like, your third queen, for instance, could be spawning some creep out here and starting to like give you vision of more area, and also connecting your bases with the expansion that Champagne made. But they just all into you, and you guys didn't kill their base. So you have your ramp defended, right? Your queens are all defending your ramp. Your roaches are defending your ramp. You're not injecting your hatcheries. You have low roach count as a result of this. You could have way more. You could have double the roaches you do right now, honestly, if you really wanted to make more. But at least you have your ramp defended, right? Now Champagne has legit nothing in his ramp, and he has no queens. He's got one queen because his economy sucks fucking ass. So bad economy at the moment, as we talked about before. Didn't line up with your build very well. And then now the Zerg player on their team runs through and just runs beelines.
What a fucking year. Thanks Vibu for all these free RAs, Vibu heart.
Sunny D's, thank you for the 12-month resub, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you like the RAs, man. Hell yeah. Thanks, dude. Much love. So, also, like, for instance, I would have, if I was Champagne, I would be 100% thinking to myself, I should put a baneling right here. That way, if I do see a run by like this, and I know I'm not defended, I could like move command my baneling a little bit forward into the middle of the Zerglings, and detonate maybe like 75% of them. This Bane being right there is fucking pointless. The Spine being right here serves somewhat of a purpose because it can guard the drones at this base, which is 3 drones. But this Bane, I don't know what it's doing sitting right there. It should honestly be here, because the biggest threat that's scary to you is that they could continue to all in you still, right? And if Champagne's going to decide to attack and not defend himself, which I'm not going to say is wrong, he needs something to deal with a potential counterattack, though, which is wrong, that he doesn't have that. And that happens, and now Champagne's fucking dead here. Now, when this happened, the only chance Champagne really had was to do 2 things, I would say. Number 1 was to move command the queen into in between the gas and the mineral line, like right there, for instance, so that only 1 ling at a time can attack, and the lings get really stupid if the Zerg player never micros it. And then maybe move the baneling back into the base and blow up all the lings, or a lot of them, and then have the drones win the rest of the fight. But the fact that there's 0 reaction by Champagne until after most of the drones are already dead, like he just now reacted, and at this point, the fight's already fucking over. And I feel like it's because he tunnel visioned killing this base. That just sucks, right? I feel like that's a lack of awareness of what's going on in the game. Like, this is this is something that should have been looked for. You guys should have been looking for this. Both of you should have been looking for this move to happen, because they just all into you, and they didn't lose everything, which means the chances of them following up with another all in is very high. That should have been like an expectation from the position you were in the game. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like, well, cool. It's good that Champagne's killing some of the Protoss's economy, but he's also lost everything at the same time, right? He's pretty fucked right now. He's pretty all in at this point. He's pretty dead. And now what is Champagne going to do? He's going to get thinned out by reinforcements. So he killed the Nexus. And I was trying to attack the Zerg, and then everything is getting overwhelmed and, you know, not going great for Champagne over here. Everything's dead. Meanwhile, you do eventually clean up with your roaches. And Champagne is now making drones, which he definitely should be, because he's trying to recover. But he's pretty fucked right now. Your teammate is pretty dead. I don't think Champagne played this one out the best. Strategy-wise and decision-making-wise, I think Champagne kind of missed the beat a little bit throughout this game. Honestly speaking. And then you missed the beat on this game macro-wise, honestly. You definitely are not macroing again at all. You should feed some of this money to Champagne at this point, because he's pretty fucking screwed right now. You're having a macro problem, Zogger. That's really all you're having. You're having a 100% macro problem, a macro crisis. There's so many things I could say about what you need to be doing. And again, if we're ever going to tell you what really you need to be doing, if you're going to just keep using the BTGM build, make sure you're actually doing relative things to the BTGM build, like time-wise. At 7 minutes in BTGM, we don't have 3,500 minerals and 1,000 gas, right? Like, obviously you know this. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm condescending here or anything like that. I'm not trying to make it sound that way. But and I feel like it's coming off that way. So I'm going to stop there with that one. I guess I'm not trying to make it sound like that. It's just like, I would say you need to really fix your macro. Stop freaking out. Who gives a fuck? If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. Great. You need to be 100% focused on your macro. And you like share control with your teammate if you really need to. Be like, hey, you're more than welcome to touch my roaches if you want to. Like, put some over here or put some over there. That's totally fine. And then when it's time to A move, I'll A move. You're just not macroing. And it's making everything also harder because with how much fuck ups Champagne's made this game, the game now is really heavily on your shoulders as the player who's been untouched, who has also teched and made drones. The game is so much on your shoulders. Look at the harvester counts. The game is riding on your shoulders and you're not carrying it at all because you're not using the money you're getting. You're not using any of your advantages because you're not macroing. Like, for instance, imagine if you had all this money spent on making mass roaches because they were both all in the entire time. And you were like, yeah, I'm making mass roaches because they're both all in as well. And I need to like keep making roaches after safety roaches because they're super all in. And let's say right now your supply is not 71. Let's say you're like, look, this genuinely look at this. Watch this. What is like 3,000 divided by 75? It's 40. And let's just say the other 400 minerals or so goes into overlords for supply. Or you could even do like, okay, how about we do 6 overlords and we do 2,800 divided by 75. So now you have 6 overlords. You could have about 37 roaches. More than you do right now. And imagine if you had 37 roaches. How much supply is that? That's fucking, what is that? That's 74 supply right there. 74 supply more than you have right now. You could be at like 145 supply right now. You'd be at 145 supply. Imagine if you had 145 supply of roaches right now. You could walk, and they also have +1 speed. You could walk across the map and in the fucking game. Guaranteed. But instead, what happened was, like, 15 Zerglings attacked you with no upgrades, and they overpowered your roaches while queens were there, because you have, like, 6 roaches. And half of them are yellow health, and they're, like, almost dead. Because you're not spending your money. Your scouting is good, though. Scouting is much better this game. Again, this game is heavily on your shoulders. Champagne can do nothing right now. This guy is useless at the moment with how much he's been kicked in the nuts this game. He's absolutely fucking useless right now. This is not going well for Mr. Champagne here. You can still fucking do a lot of damage right now. Oof, your base is fucked up though, dude. You got 22 out of 16 here. You got 19 out of 14 here. You got 6 out of 3, 0 out of 3. There's no third even started yet. Zogger, if you honestly go back and just watch B2GM series, if you just, for instance, if you were to just do something like saturate 2 bases, start making roaches. They're all inning you, so you don't stop making roaches. But while they're all inning you and you don't stop making roaches, you notice your money's still going up a little bit. You take a 3rd base while making roaches. You take your 3rd queen, which is making creep tumors, and now send it to the 3rd base to inject the 3rd while you're now finished with the 3rd. So you have 3 hatcheries injecting 3 with 3 queens. And you have mass production. You could be maxed out by like 9 minutes, or like 9.5 minutes playing this way with roaches. And with 2 base economy if you're really worried about getting all in the whole time. And then you could just attack them and kill them. Like, you're not doing the fundamental macro shit of B2GM at all. At all. B2GM is excellent. Is it effective in team games? However, my B2GM games, guys, have a lot of safety units in them, okay? Safety. And you want to know what the beautiful thing about safety is if you understand this concept? If you make more units off of safety units because your opponents are all-inning you, you will have a fucking lot of units. A lot. Fucking hair is like in my eye, dude. Jesus. Ah, God. Okay, we're good. I think I'm good now. Safety units into just making more units. You're just not macroing, dude, at all. You're not macroing at all. Back to Champagne. What's he doing? He's dead already. He's pretty fucking dead. And now he's going into melee again.
Friendo's base is under attack.
Good job by helping him now with your roaches. You're guarding both ramps. This is nice. You just basically saved him from dying again. It's really good. But dude, you're not spending any of your money, man. You know what? You want to know the biggest tip I'll give you guys out of this game? Next time you guys are playing this, go hit like F11 or something. I think it's F11. Or F12. Share unit control with Champagne. Share unit control with him. And then just just work on making roaches. Make these fucking roaches. And if they're really aggressive, let Champagne scatter your roaches around the base. He doesn't need to micro your roaches. He just needs to scatter them around the base. Like, some go on the left, some go on the right. And then when you guys go, all right, you ready to attack? Me? Yeah, you ready? Okay, I'm good. Yeah, me too. Let's go. Let's attack. Cool, let's go. Then you can be like, hey, move my roaches. And then go back to macroing again. That's totally fine. Because I feel like if you're having to coordinate things, like I'm scouting, I'm confirming scout information, I'm trying to also help Champagne, I'm trying to figure out what Champagne needs, I'm panicking, I'm not macroing, you're throwing the game like crazy. You have 5 fucking K and 2K. You are like, you're AFK. I literally feel like you're just AFK. Like you're not even playing the game since like 4 minutes. Like, if we actually counted how many roaches you've made in the last, like, 5 minutes of this game, I feel like it's, like, 20 roaches in the last 5 minutes. And you can make 20 roaches off of 2 hatcheries in, like, 1 minute. With injects. So, that's fucking rough. I think you're like in shutdown mode. You're in panic. You're trying to make 3 hatcheries, I feel like, as well, or something like that. What are these drones doing? Yeah, you're trying to make multiple hatcheries and your drones are just stuck behind the queens forever. Money is too much. This game is feeling way harder than it needs to be because you just don't have units. Like, here's an analogy I'll give you. I got an analogy time. We're gonna go analogy time really fast. Imagine that I am a drug lord. And I'm in my base of operations in the middle of the jungle. And there's a lot of people that know where my base of operations is.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to fuck me up and take all my gold bars that are in my walls and
Exclamation
in my drug compound. I have a safe in my drug compound that has like $1 billion worth of, like, you know, gold bars and, you know, rubies and whatever. Just a bunch of shit there that's worth a lot. And then I go, you know what? I'm only going to spend $10,000 on security, and this buys me 2 security guards. $5,000 for each one of them for like whatever duration. While I have all my investment $1 billion here, I'm gonna only spend 10K to protect $1 billion. I'm like, yeah, 2 security guards should be enough, and then they get attacked by like 50 fucking dudes that are trying to like take over the compound. And I'm like, how's the security going, guys? And one guy's watching the cameras. The other guy's out there trying to run around, deal with everything by himself. And it's like, fuck, dude. Maybe if I hired some more security guards, this would be a lot easier. Maybe what if I hired like 100 security guards? Suddenly this wouldn't be nearly as difficult anymore. I could have afforded it too. I'm worth $1 billion. It's kind of like what's going on for you. You're trying to use like the investment of roaches that is like 1/10 or like 1/20th of what you could, or not even like 1/40th of what you could have. You could have so fucking many roaches every time throughout this game, and you just have none. Again, it's a macro problem. You are never fucking spending your money. So the game is way harder than it has to be for you. And then, so your macro is fucking you over this game. And then again, Champagne's decision making early on in this game has fucked him over like crazy because of his build did not line up well with yours at all. He did not really, I don't think he put a lot of thought into like what he was doing. He kind of just did it. So his early game completely shit on him for now also mid to late game because he made mistakes. He got punished for those mistakes, and now he's paying the price by being behind all fucking game. Like, the only way in team games your ally gets back into the game if they make horrible choices early game is if their teammate buys them time to do that. And you are not buying him time to do that by not spending your money ever and not giving him any money ever. Yeah, your money is just going up, and you haven't even taken another base yet. This isn't even active. Your money is, you're losing patches, and your money is going up higher. You are literally doing nothing. It's still going up. Okay, it's going down a tiny bit right there. You did one round of units. There we go. There we fucking go. And then it's going up again though. Back in the 6K. We'll see, right? And then Champagne, he's going back into his meta style, right? And now you guys are just fucked because now they got metas in your base, and you have, you know, you're trying to make a bunch of roaches. You're trying to catch up on the roach phase. You're still around like 100 supply of roaches at 11 minutes. And by now, the Zerg player is like, well, even though I'll end you early on, I have had like tons of time to now switch into metas. And now you're like, oh, fuck, I got roaches versus metas now. So now it's, again, another hard spot to be in. Because you have no meta defense. You're losing drones like crazy. And that kind of fucked you over a bit, right? You just lost a ton of drones there. Meanwhile, Champagne's still trying to do link counterattacks. And how's his economy going?
Our army be scrapped.
He's not injecting his bases either at the moment. He's not really macroing much. He's under-investing his bases. You guys are both like in panic mode this whole game, I feel like. I feel like you guys don't know how to deal with a one base all-in. Or like an all-in from your opponent's team. When if you just made Ling Bane and Roaches, it would be so fucking easy. And then as soon as you have roaches to a point where, let's say the roach guy has like 20 roaches. You have like 20 roaches. You could take a third base. And then blue could then tech to a layer and go back to droning off of your 20 roaches. You could do a quick saturated round for your third, which would it would literally only take you about 1 minute to do that. It's not going to take you 7 minutes to saturate a third base. 1 minute. Just 1 minute to saturate your third is all it would take. Off of 20 roaches. And then he could go back into making roaches. And then he could just make roaches for 20, 30, 40, 50 roaches. And then blue doesn't have to spend 5 minutes saturating his bases either, because you guys are not doing it off of 12 drones on one base again, but nothing else. It's not like the game just started. You guys have a bunch of shit going on already, so you could make waves really quickly then. Blue could go back into making drones once you have control of the base defensively. And so he could also be supporting you with a little bit of Ling Bane. And then now he's got droning going back on a 3 base fully saturated as well, which would maybe take him maybe 2 minutes, not 1, because he's not already fully saturated on 2 bases like you were. He's on like 1.5. more or less. He's got like missing gas, only one gas here. He's starting a layer. He then takes maybe 2 minutes to make drones and all of his gases and goes into 2-base Ling Bane Muta. And now you guys have 3-base and 3-base saturation combined. And one of you is going Mass Roaches and one of you is going Ling Bane Muta. You guys would have such a better situation, but neither one of you is really doing that. You guys are both just like your problem is you're just not using your larva ever. You're not spending your money ever. You have fuckloads of money all the time. And then Blue's problem is he just doesn't really make drones this game. He's constantly just fucking slamming out all-ins by himself. Like he keeps attacking by himself. And now you're attacking by yourself. And you're doing it, I think you're doing it because you're paranoid about mutas, right? But you're doing it with such a, like, if you're attacking with muta, like, just look at this really quick. Look at the supply really fast. You are a 128 supply, and you're attacking into the purple Zerg who is, okay, he's 97. He's also fucking not macroing. So you actually have a chance to make this work. But I'm not going to lie, if at 12 minutes you only have 128 supply and you're attacking with roaches versus a muta player, your roaches should all die before they kill any drones because that is such a low amount of roaches. You should be maxed out easily like minutes ago. The only way roaches work against mutas, if you're going to attack into a muta player with roaches, is if you have so many roaches that they can't kill them before their drones die and their hatcheries die. And this is not the amount of roaches to justify that, honestly. And then Protoss shows up and then you get run over. Because that's not enough roaches. That was not an intimidating amount of roaches at all. That was a very weak amount of... That was like a wet noodle roach attack. And Blue is still trying to counterattack a lot. He's getting something down here and there, but you know what the problem is? Is he's still not saturated properly. He's still undersaturated at this base. Actually, just kidding. You know he's not. Okay, so it's really just this base. This base is missing one gas as well, but really this base. And now you're double expanding as well. You guys are having some fundamental problems with your build order. Your builds. I mean, Champagne is making shit happen, though. I'm not gonna lie. He's doing something. It's not for nothing. He is making something happen with these Ling attacks. But I mean, it's just, okay. Champagne's doing okay. He's doing okay. He's recovering, and he's starting to inject his bases. He is trying to go into Corruptors now to deal with Skytoss. He's on a decent path. And you can see he's got +2 melee lings, and he's definitely making it kind of work. So Champagne is definitely doing an okay job. He's doing okay. I think he could be doing better, but he's doing an alright job. I like, if he's going to go, like, if this is something that is, like, the reason why I'm not really the biggest fan of it is because this is something right here that is so simple, and it's so, needed. It's a necessity. Because what is his plan after this? Going for mass gas units. So why the fuck would you not take your gas when you easily have access to do it? You have so many hatcheries, so many larvae. Spare like 6, 7 gas. Fix your fucking mineral line. Take the gas. And then continue to do your Ling attacks. I don't mind his Ling attacks. I'm not going to lie. At this point in the game, I don't mind it. He's definitely buying you guys as a team time to get back in the game now. And he's also actually doing damage in the process. I do not mind his Ling counterattacks right now. Because Lings also they're cheap as fuck. They're very replaceable. Easy peasy. And he's going Mass Corruptor as a response to this. I think his overall plan is good. Fix your fucking economy, though, and expand again. He needs to expand again and fix his economy. Because he's going to have a problem if he doesn't do that. You, however, on the other hand, Zogger, need to fix your fucking macro, dude. And you're going into Hydras and Roaches. Which is, again, it's whatever. I'm not going to fault it. It's what you're doing. It is what it is. It can work. Corruptor plus Roach Hydra can definitely deal with what you guys are going up against, and the reason why is because you're going up against Mutas and Stargate. So Hydra good versus both of those, and Corruptor good versus both of those. I think you guys have a good chance to win if you guys get your shit together and get your supplies higher, and you get your money spent, and you know, have a good army. But if blue attacks by himself with Corruptor, I'm glad he's turning around. If he attacks by himself with Corruptor, it's such a waste. Yeah, blue is definitely getting shit done right now with his Zerglings. So they have +2 melee lings here. He just killed an expansion over here and another expansion over here and all the workers. But you need to back him up with his Corruptors up, with Hydras, and he needs more gas to make these fucking Corruptors. Because you guys are about to deal with a deathball push of mass units from Protoss and a good amount of units from Zerg as well. I'm loving his link counters, honestly. At this point, this is a great way to do it. He's not going crazy on it. He's just throwing some links here and there around the map. I like it. His early game was fucking questionable this game. His late game is now getting much better. He just needs to fix his fucking money problem. I'm glad he's expanding again, but this is fucking scary again. He's just like forgetting about the gas. And you need to fix your economy too, like for real. Mr. Zalgar. Zalgar. And you just are now starting your your Hydra upgrades at 15 minutes. You are having some major macro problems. This is a very, very, very fundamentally difficult macro problem for you, Zogger. I don't mind that you're going for a hive, and I don't mind that you're going for lurkers. That's not bad. Lurker, honestly, going lurker Hydra, backed up by like Corruptor, maybe like Ultra, something like that would be fucking, or like just mass Corruptor. That would actually be super strong here. And when I say lurker, I don't mean make like 30 lurker. Make maybe like 8 lurker. Just like 8. Just 8. The reason why is because you could then protect your Hydras from Banelings with like 8 lurkers in case purple wanted to go mass Banes. That way your Hydras were very, very solidified. And then if Champagne went mass Corruptors, he could totally shit on Protoss for going Skytoss because Corruptors could destroy that. Your composition is developing to something better as a team. It really is. And Champagne is definitely doing an amazing job with his lings now. He's still doing it. And now he's got Banelings coming over here. Yeah, Champagne's fucking hard right now. Champagne doing a really good job. And there's all the Banes, right? That's why I would not mind if you guys had lurkers. But again, not many, just like 8. So if you push right now, Zogger, if you push right now, you are going to eat a fat PP. You should not be here at all, dude. You should not be here. You are walking. You're basically what you're doing is imagine that there is a sign on a gate that says beware of rabid rabies-filled dog. And you go, oh, that's fine. And you have hot dogs on your pants that are just dangling around your legs, and you just walk in there and you start juicing yourself up with like grease and shit, and you're like, I don't mind. Like, you're asking for it right now. You are fucking asking for it. You are gonna die right now. And there you go. And you're dead. You just lost like your whole fucking army before your teammate arrived. And then your teammate arrives with Lings, Queens, and Corruptors. Now, you did just eat all the ground army, so you kind of just traded your ground army away for most of his ground army. You have a couple Hydras left over, but your army just took a massive hit. You were maxed out, now you're at 128 supply. Before the fight really starts with the air battle now. So your Hydras aren't really in big numbers to really be able to help here as much. But you know what you could do, though? With all that bank account you have right now? You could be like this. Remaxed. Remaxed. And you know what you could do as a team if you did this? You could say, hey, yo, Champagne. So that was just basically a situation where I just dropped the bar of soap in a prison with 5 other angry guys that don't like me in the shower. So how about we just back up? I'll make a new set of Hydras and we'll go again. Because he also just blew out all of his fucking Banes all over me. And if Champagne was like, all right, let's back up just for like a quick second to the edge of creep here. You just make a quick new round of Hydras. We'll do it again in, what's the build time of a Hydra? 24 seconds. It's not that long, right? 24 seconds is not that long. You could be maxed out with a brand new army 24 seconds from now. Like, actually popping out of the eggs. But do you make a single unit during this? What the fuck is happening? It's so laggy. Okay, you did. You did make units. You did. I'm glad that you make units. I'm proud of you. I did not think you would. I'm not going to lie. With how this game was going, I didn't think you're going to make units. So good fucking job making units. But I'm not going to lie as well. You should be able to max, though. I don't know why you can't max. And you know why you can't max? I feel like it's because you're just not injecting your hatcheries again. Like, you have 5 hatcheries, and you're maxing out on roaches and hydras. That's heavy supply units for what the larva is. That's juicy supply right there. The fact that you're not maxing out, and you only have 31 larvae on 5 hatcheries. Let me tell you something. 31 larvae on 5 hatcheries. By default, you have 15 larvae on 5 hatcheries. That's default. That's a given. You just get that. That's just like for showing up. You attended the game. 15 larvae for 5 hatcheries. There you go. It's automated. So what that means is you only managed to inject 5 times since you maxed out. And how long were you maxed out for? Like 3 minutes? 4 minutes? 5 injects? Because you made 30 units, and 5 injects and 5 hatcheries is 30 larvae. So that is like just not injecting. And you have 3 queens injecting as well, which is, that means you injected 2 times with like 2 queens and 1 time with 1 queen. You guys do end up winning the game, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think this would be my consensus on this game. Okay, this is my overall opinion on this game. If you want my really rough summary, Champagne needs to synergize with you better. His strategy in the early game sucked ass. Then your macro was atrociously bad. You need to fix your macro. You need to really, really, really fix that macro, Zogger. Your macro was a massive fail point in this game. But I'm not going to lie, you could have won this game so many times if your macro was just better. You could have won the game by yourself if your macro was better. But without even any micro at all. Just a move macro. You could have won this game so many times because these guys were in such a difficult spot to deal with the position you were in if you just actually made the roaches. So your macro was like a massive like anchor on you guys in the middle of the game here. And then the end of the game here was Champagne went from being the failure of the team to being the hero of the team. Because the early game was awful for him, but the late game was definitely a lot better. His strategy choice of going into Corruptors later on was very good, super good versus a Spire-based Zerg and a Skytoss-based Protoss. Carapace Corruptor was the best thing he could have fucking done. That was super strong switch in the tech for him. And also his Ling attacks were actually doing a great job at like minute 12 and beyond. He was fucking shit up. He was doing a good job at whittling down the economies of the Protoss and the Zerg. So he went from being really bad to really good. Yeah, I don't know. That's really about it. If you guys, if you just fix your macro, and it would really need to fix your macro. I can't even stress how much that needs to be said. And you have B2GM to do that. B2GM to do that. You know, obviously you're already watching it. I know you are. We talked about it before. Really do it. Really try to make sure you're not fucking it up because it's so easy to do once you get used to it. It's like, B2GM is not something that's supposed to be difficult. It is going to be difficult when you're doing it for the first few times. 100% I think it will be because it's a new thing for you. But B2GM is something that is so fucking repetitive that it is going to be something that you can learn without even using your brain once you get it down. Like you can macro, like you basically... Zogger, this is your homework assignment, okay? This is your homework assignment. I want you to be able to have a conversation with Champagne and never go above 800 minerals and 400 gas. I want you to be able to talk to him and be like, yeah, I never go into like 4-digit minerals and gas, ever. I'm always like in the 3 digits somewhere. And why is that? Because you can be distracted and still go inject, 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 pff, make units, inject, 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 pff, make units, inject, 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 make units, inject, 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 make units. You don't even use your brain that much when you honestly understand B2GM. It is so fucking repetitive. And if you can do that, your 2v2 games with him will be so much better. On average. You guys will be like Masters League in no time. And then Champagne, his homework assignment literally is really fucking think about your opener. Because you're a good player. I can tell he's a good player. He did a great job clawing his way out of a bad situation. But he needs to really not... If you guys want... if you're just having fun, again, do whatever the fuck you want, right? But if he's trying to... If you guys are trying to like push him and Mara together, he really needs to think about his openers. And do something that will, in some relative way, have any type of synergy with you. Because 2v2, if you play it like a 2v1, you're going to have bad results as a team. You have to synergize with your teammate at least a little bit. And him going 2v1 all in by himself versus 2 all-ins from the other team while you're just over there doing B to G of roaches, which came out after the fact. Not a good idea. Like, I don't mind that he made Lings. I do not like that he threw away all of them here, though, trying to force a fight 2v1, though. That was such a bad idea. And then what happened as a result of that? He basically just stood there and took it while they just shit all over his base. And then he's like, well, I'm pretty much dead. And then he claws his way out of it later on, and then he does a really good job, you know, actually coming back in the game later. Imagine if he didn't put himself in that position in the first place. How much better off your guys' game would have been the whole game after that, right? You guys would have had a much cleaner game as a team for the rest of the game. If he just didn't fuck himself over so hard. So that's what I would say to both of you, what you guys need to work on. Synergize together. Macro more Zogger. If you guys can do those things, success is in your future. I hope this helps you guys, though. But yeah, your strategy choice, what you should have done, let me reiterate one more time. The strategy choice of Champagne, fucking perfect. The only thing I would have said that could have made this even better would be if you added on, like, Adrenal Gland +3 melee Lings, and possibly maybe even going into, like, Ultras, or, like, Broodlords, one or the other. That would have been, like, your supreme in-game. Either one of those would have been fine. Or, like, maybe even adding on, like, Vipers to deal with, like, the mutas. Like, just something like that. But otherwise, Champagne had a great idea. Now, you, Zogger, your in-game should have been adding on Lurker. Again, when I say Lurker, I don't mean making, like, 40 of them or 30 of them. Just making, like, 8. Make, like, 8 Lurkers. So you can protect yourself from Banes. So you don't run into fucking Banes and watching your entire army die. You should have made, like, 8 Lurker. And then just make Mass Hydras behind it. And then you're fine. Super easy. Super easy peasy. And if you don't want to micro at all, if you're like, no, I don't want to micro at all vibe, if that's not for you, synergize with your teammate and go, I just want to go pure Hydras. And I would say, okay, well, you know what should happen then? Your teammate, Champagne, should make some fucking Ultras for you. What if Champagne made 5 Ultras and all your Hydras went behind it? That way, if there are Banes, the Ultras just cleave the fuck out of them and absorb them, and then the Hydras just kill behind the Ultras. That's also fine. That's synergy right there with your teammate. But anyways, I hope that helps. Much love. Thanks for watching. Anyone out there listening, I hope you guys learned from this as well. I hope this helped you get better at StarCraft. And again, I know I'm kind of rough on you guys sometimes. Zogger, I feel like I needed to be a rough on you this time because your macro I've seen better. I know you can do better than this for sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for doing it again, Zogger, and shout out to your teammate, your boy Champagne. Good job, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Much love. See you next time. And peace.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, dude.